Hello everyone, Kevin here, Marketing Digital Social, and today I'm coming to you from my office. It's raining outside, so I thought I'd take a few minutes out to answer a really good question that had come through. This video might go for a little bit longer. There's a little bit to explain. It's a little bit more technical, but it's also very valuable for everybody that listens to it. So I'm going to read the question and then I'm going to paraphrase it with my sort of take. So the question that I was asked was, from your experience, Kevin, do you feel Facebook can have a similar cost per conversion ratio as Google Shopping ads, or do you feel Facebook is high up the conversion funnel and is more of a branding tool? I want to simplify that question a bit because it's effectively like comparing oranges with apples, and the strategies in themselves are two very distinct strategies that need to be considered depending on what your commercial objectives are, depending on where your business is at, depending on what you're selling. So this in particular is an e-tailer. This business particularly is an e-tailer. So evaluation of the two channels really takes a lot more metrics, a lot more understanding, and a lot more split testing of different types of campaigns before you can truly answer that question in its entirety. So I thought I'd back it up a step and I guess explain about the comparison of using Google AdWords. And AdWords consists of a number of different channels. So Google AdWords consists of search campaigns, so where you type something into Google and you see the paid ads at the top, that's a search campaign. Then you've got display campaigns. So if you're searching the internet, if you're on a website and you see banners come up, they're typically what's known as Google AdWords. And so for businesses who advertise on those platforms, they would use the that's a Google display ad. And then you have Google Shopping. So that's effectively a feed from your website that puts your product and the prices up when you go to search in Google Shopping. So if you've gone to search anything and it says, there are 5 items in Google Shopping, and then you just click the 5 items, you'd see your items there, and there's reviews and so forth. That's the Google Shopping network. So so you pay for all of those positions, and they all have a sort of, I guess, unique presence in the Google network. So that's the Google side of advertising. Then obviously you've got the Facebook side of advertising. So Facebook has a series of different types of ads. So you can have video ads, carousel ads where there's multiple images in one ad. You can have slideshow ads, etc. So and then obviously those ads pop up in your news feed or in the right hand column, or they may pop up on the Instagram network depending on the placement. So, as I said, the reason I want to back it up a step is because there's two very distinct behaviors between how Google works and how Facebook works from a consumer side of things. So, as a user, in all sense of the word, there's two very definitive things that you do. So the first is Facebook is designed to stimulate and create action. So the stimulus is the ad, and the action is your response to that ad. So you're browsing, so everybody sits there and we're scrolling, and the purpose of advertising on Facebook is primarily to stimulate or capture your attention in the sort of, you've got a up to about a 1.3 second window of opportunity. To capture your audience's attention. That attention is going to be achieved, or gaining that attention will be achieved through a very clever combination of the right stimulus, be it the image or the video or the graphic, and then the keywords or the words that a user creates a perception in their head, and they put that perception together and says in a very short amount of time, they say, oh, this grabs my attention, or no, this doesn't appeal to me, keep scrolling. So what you're doing on Facebook is you are aiming to stimulate somebody's response and an unknown response at that given period of time. Google, on the other hand, is designed to intercept a user's behavior. So most of you would relate to the fact that when you're on Google, you're doing something deliberate. You're not just on Google typically to have fun. You are looking for something in particular. You are searching for something. So the purpose of the search ads or the display ads or Google Shopping for products, the primary goal there is to intercept somebody's behavior. So if I'm searching for a particular part or a toy or a book, I would do that in Google. And then the search ads would show me the best, potentially the paid places where I could go to buy that thing or that book, for instance, if we use a book. The display ads would show up if I'm on websites that are relevant to me and the search that I had conducted, or the websites that I had even been to. So there's a strategy that you can implement in Google called remarketing. Now, we've all been victim to this, or subject to this, I should say, where you go to a website such as Airbnb or a hotel, and then the next thing you know, you're on Google. And you're on a website, a news site, or whatever it might be, and all of a sudden you start seeing those listings popping up. That's what they call remarketing or retargeting. So that's the display ads in Google, and then you've got and then you've got the shopping network. So that's where it's physically, as I said, taking the product you have to sell. And when people are searching for that product, Google is able to say, okay, well, they're searching for a particular part number or brand or product, and this product happens to be in the shopping network. So it makes it easy for that person to find the product, see the product, and then buy the product. So at a top level, we just need to remember that there's two very distinct behaviors that are taking place, and that's why comparing the two channels is not always ideal. They need to be evaluated in isolation depending on your strategy, your products, and your channels to market that you're using, and understanding how to use those channels to complement that strategy. So as far as the cost per conversion ratio in this instant, from Facebook versus Google Shopping, you could say that it would be expected that the cost per conversion from Facebook may be higher because people's intentions are not on Facebook to necessarily buy their product at that time. Whereas on Google, they are deliberately looking for something, they see it, and then they purchase it. So that's the simplest way of, I guess, articulating the difference and why that could be the case. However, in many instances, understanding how to use Facebook can be a very low cost per conversion channel if you know how to activate it and use it in a way that drives sale or drives response by getting the right audience at the right time, in the right manner, with the right deal. Typically where that works really well is a single product, something that's spot on with a very niche audience. So you really hone in on one product that suits a really niche audience, and that can tend to be where you yield, or where I've seen in our agency's experience, the best results. And of course, on the Google side of things, similarly, you're just making sure that you're present anytime somebody goes to look for your particular brand, product, or service. And shopping is just another way of complementing your e-commerce store for that product, and making that product easy to be bought effectively. So I hope that answers your questions. I look forward to keeping more. I know this was a long video. Thanks for sticking by, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.